Using a Line 6 type product and doing no programming on the liquid foot controller is what we'll demo now. I've hooked the MIDI in and the MIDI out cables from the back of the liquid foot to this Line 6. You can see the in and out cable there. How would I use that device without doing any programming? Well, the liquid foot has an auto detect feature, so go into device mode, preset mode, song mode, set list mode, and direct control. And you'll notice that on direct control, it took a half a second, but it knew what device was already plugged into it. And I'll show you that with an Axe Effects. It'll automatically switch into, say, Axe Effects or liquid tracks if you have liquid track plugged in, and Roland and so on as the firmware gets updated. So I'm going to go ahead and accept Line 6 Pod direct control by exiting. You'll notice that it's already switched to a certain patch, and 0 is Plexi lead, I guess. So if we go over here, it should say Plexi lead. It does. And now I can just start scrolling up and down. So we'll go ahead and do that. Class A, tread plate, Line 6, black base, and so on. And so you can see it's just grabbing it right off the hardware. I did no programming at all. All I did literally is just plug it in and go into this mode. You have the capability to go directly to a patch. And the way you do that is to select any of the bottom preset keys and then type in the patch number. So the way the buttons work, you can see S1 is, there's a number 1 above it, 2, 3, and if you go up to 9, and then S10 is a 0. So from here you can punch in any number directly. So let's say I wanted to go to preset 125. I'll go ahead and press NEP1, you'll see the cursor show up, 125, and then it goes right to my patch. And if I scroll up, you'll see it went to 125, and sure enough, there it is. Now, so we can control patches and see names without programming, but how do we control the buttons, the foot positions? So I'm going to show you how to automatically take control of that, both in the Line 6 or any other product. I'll show you that with the Axe, because that's even trickier device. So let's set S1, S2, S3, S4 to equate to the top 4 button effects: amp, stomp, mod, delay. So I'm going to go into button mode, which is P3. And now it's asking me, you can see all the switches lit up red. It's asking me to pick a switch, so let's take the first one, S1. And what I'm going to do is go into, I can program all the MIDI messages right here, but I'm going to scroll forward to, these are the off messages. The switch type, we'll leave it stomp. And now it says device sync. And what I'm going to do is program it so right now it's not synced. Now you can sync to a fractal, Axe Effects. Here's a Line 6. I can go to liquid tracks and so on, so I'll go backwards. So we'll take the Line 6. And now it's asking us which effect we want to tie to that S1. So I'm going to go ahead and select amp, which happens to be the first one. So we'll take amp, and that's it. So now it's asking me to program the next switch. So I'll go to switch 2. I'm going to again sync it to a line. I'm going to select the stomp box this time. Stomp effect. Save it. I'm going to go to switch 3. Sync it again to a Line 6, and this time I'm going to select modulation, and then switch 4. I am going to select Line 6, And this time I'm going to select delay. And that's it. So now, when we start scrolling, I now have switch 1, 2, 3, and 4 programmed to match whatever the device has. So let's go ahead and scroll to a patch. Scroll down one. Okay. So now it scrolls down to U2 Streets. And so it switches to U2 Streets. Now notice that the amp light is lit, the stomp light is not, the mod light is not, the delay light is lit. So that's the preset on the Line 6. And if we scroll down to the buttons we just synced, which is S1 through 4, you'll see S1 is lit green, which means that the effect is in the patch and it's turned on right now. S2, which represented the stomp switch, glows red, which means that effect is in the patch, but it's not turned on right now. And then red, and then green. So it's green, red, red, green, which equates to the amp being green, the light's on, red, red, and then the delay light's on green again. So what we just showed is how to, without any programming, allow the system to synchronize to a device and let you take control of it, including the state. You'll see the buttons now changing automatically with the patch. Some of them have identical settings, so it doesn't look like it's changing, but it is. So it's automatically synced. So that's in direct control mode.